Alright, viewers, you are welcome once again to another episode of Global Sport Time with Global Entertainment News, where we give you the update of sport as they happen around the world. I still remain that your host, Ogu Stephen. Alright, moving up to our top story from sports today. Arsenal's Declan Rice turns sides to winning midfielder battle against PSG. Declan Rice went into Arsenal's Champions League quarter-final against Real Madrid, knowing it was a chance to go to another level, rise to the occasion against kings of Europe, and people would see the midfielder in a different light. Remember the boy who was kicked out of Chelsea's at 14, the tearful one who travels across London for a try at West Ham, went on to captain them to their first trophy in 43 years and left for 105 million euro. Why the thing you need to know about him is that he has never been afraid to meet a challenge ahead on to make people think twice about questioning his talent. I think this is actually very it's going to be a big tough game for Arsenal tonight against PSG. Seeing Arsenal triumph against Real Madrid in that quarter-final encounter. It's going to be a very big challenge for Arsenal side. Starting this one at home again. Alright, moving up to our next story from Liverpool. Merseyside to Australia. Liverpool fans reveal in title success. After celebrating a league win together as lads here, where again 35 years later, 12,783 days ago, not anyone counting, may meet and stood up to the Old Cup, watching Liverpool edge QPR 2-1 with Rush and Baines during their Rush and Barnes did best. It was a simply time, fewer grey hair, no smartphone, and considerably few dogged news. Fast forward 35 years ago, during which like two errant midfielders were somehow lost track in each other, and few weeks ago we finally meet up again over pen and Nottingland. He actually mentioned his might pop over an Anfield or weekend. Wow, this is actually a very big success for Liverpool after seeing Liverpool win the Premier League in the weekend, making it 20th time, equaling the record with Manchester United in the English Premier League. Alright, moving up to our next story. The RFU opens door to hosting Chelsea if there is need for a temporary home. The Rugby Football Union Chief Executive Bill Sweeney had said Twickenham could host Chelsea matches in the Premier League club if he's seeking a temporary home, but he believes the local council would attempt to step in the way. Sweeney acknowledged the financial carrot of hosting an elite football team on a short-term basis and revealed discussion had previously taken place. Chelsea have long since been looking to either upgrade Stamford Bridge or relocate elsewhere in London, and in 2027 it was said that moving temporarily to Twickenham was an option being considered. Ultimately, Chelsea stayed put and stayed exploring their option, which either a move to Earth Court or a redevelopment of their current home being considered should the RFU host Chelsea at Twickenham. I think this is actually a very big step for the Rugby Football Union after considering to host Chelsea in their matches. Chelsea is actually having issues at the Stamford Bridge, thinking of relocating or moving to another part of London to be able to host their football matches. All right, so many games coming up this week. The Champions League is back. We'll be seeing Arsenal hosting PSG in the first leg of the semi-final tonight at Emirates. Moving straight to our next game tomorrow, we'll be seeing Barcelona hosting Inter Milan in the first game of the semi-final. And on Thursday, we'll be seeing Nottingham Forest hosting Brentford in the English Premier League. In the European League, we'll be seeing Atletico Bilbao hosting Manchester United in the semi-final. Tottenham Hotspur will be hosting Bodo Glimt. In the European Conference League, we'll be seeing Dortmund hosting Chelsea. Real Betis will be hosting Fiorentina. So many games went on this weekend. We saw so many results from the Serie A, where we saw Lazio having a 2-2 draw against Parma, Verona losing to Cagliari 2-0, Udinese having a goalless draw against Bologna. In the English Premier League, where we saw Liverpool winning their 20th title, equaling Manchester United, edged Tottenham Hotspur 5-1 in that encounter, where we saw Bournemouth having a 1-1 draw against Manchester United. In the Bundesliga, we saw Werder Bremen having a goalless draw against St. Pauli, Bochum having a 1-1 draw against Union Berlin. In Serie A, so many games went down. We saw Atlanta having 1-1 draw against Leeds, Napoli edging Torino 2-0 in that encounter. We saw Juventus also edging Monza 2-0, Fiorentina edging Empoli 2-1, Inter Milan losing at home to Roma 1-0, Como edging Genoa 1-0 in that encounter. Then we saw Venezia losing to AC Milan 2-1. In La Liga, we saw Villarreal edging Espanyol. All right, in the League One, Marseille edged Press 4-1, Lens losing to Oxford at home 4-0, Montpellier having a 0-0 draw against Rennes, Nantes also having a goalless draw against Toulouse, Angers losing at home to Lille 2-0. And the FA Cup semi-final, where we saw Nottingham Forest losing to Manchester United 2-0 in that encounter. All right, moving up to Premier League, on Saturday we saw Brighton edging West Ham 3-2 in that encounter, Newcastle edging Ipswich 2-0. We saw the relegated side Southampton losing to Fulham 2-1, and Wolfsburg edging Leicester United 3-0 in that encounter, where we saw Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge edging Everton 1-0. Moving to Bundesliga, on Saturday, we saw Frankfurt edging Leipzig 4-0 in that encounter. Bayern Munich edging Mainz 3-0. We saw Hoffenheim losing to Dortmund 3-2. Osaka edging Mönchengladbach 4-3 in that encounter. Then we saw Leverkusen edging Augsburg 2-0. Wolfsburg losing to Freiburg at home 1-0. And in the League One, we saw Lyon edging Rennes 4-1. La Havre having a 1-1 draw against Monaco, Strasbourg edging Saint Etienne 3-1 in that encounter. While in the FA Cup semi-final, we saw Crystal Palace edging Aston Villa 3-0. Alright, viewers, we've come to the end of today's program, Sport Time with Global Entertainment News. I still remain your host, Ogu Stephen. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on all our social media platforms for more news and updates on the world of sports. For now, say bye.